What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast. It's time to discuss Oklahoma State hosting Texas after a hard-fought loss to TCU last week, 43-40 in double overtime. That game was incredible. I covered that game last Monday. We knew that game was going to be really, really good. And we've said it a couple times, you know, the Big 12 is a conference where anybody can beat anybody on, as Josh Pate would call it, every given Saturday. This Saturday is not going to be any different. I fully expect this game to be TCU Oklahoma State kind of vibes, Iowa State versus Texas kind of vibes. And going into it, looking at, trends in college football. Normally, when you play a hard-fought game down to the wire, that's gonna eat at you. You're gonna go into that next game. You're gonna be all right in the first half, maybe third quarter. When that fourth quarter comes around, you've been on the field another 80 to 100 plays. It's going to come back to bite you. You're going to get tired. It's going to start to have its toll on you. And I think this game is similar in that sense. But there's one key difference that I want to point out. Texas and Iowa State didn't run near as many plays. The offense and defense wasn't on the field near as many drives as Oklahoma State was. Texas only had the ball, I think, 5 times in the second half, probably 5 times in the first half, too. They only punted 3 times the entire game, twice in the second half. They had a turnover on downs, a missed field goal. A lot of people see that score, Texas versus Iowa State, and think, oh, Texas shouldn't be ranked 20. They're not, as I call them, one of the best teams in college football, a top 10 team. Iowa State just played really, really good that game, and that's really all there is to it. TCU and Oklahoma State, you line them up again this weekend, Oklahoma State probably wins the football game. That game is truly a 50-50, and that's the beauty of college football, is you don't have to be the best team in a 3-game series, a 5-game series, a 7-game series. You just have to be the best on that Saturday. And that's exactly what happened. Same with Tennessee and Alabama. You line them up again today, Alabama probably wins. You flip that to Bryant-Denny, Alabama probably wins. You flip Oklahoma State and TCU to Oklahoma State probably wins that game. That's just the beauty of college football. But getting into this game, the teams are pretty much even, 5-1, 5-2, 2-1, 3-1 in conference play. Oklahoma State's ranked 20, home team. Texas ranked 20. Oklahoma State ranked 11. I think Texas is top 10 team in college football. I do. I'm sorry. I think if Quinn don't get hurt, they beat Alabama. They're probably ranked top 5 right now even. Points per game. Oklahoma State's 45 with 455 yards total, 300 yards through the air. Texas 36 points per game, 433 yards per game, and 253 through the air. Now, if you go look at Quinn's stats, just because he's only been back for really 2 weeks, he's got 7 touchdowns to 1 interception in those games. He's through for about 460, I think, with about 66 completion percentage. That's pretty much even. You can't expect anything better than that, especially when the best college football running back is in your backfield and Bijan Robinson. That's what you want out of your essentially freshman quarterback. The stat line and the ranks are where things start to differentiate just a little bit. Third down conversion, Oklahoma State ranks 64%, Texas ranks 45th. Oklahoma State's converting on 39%, Texas is converting on 44%. So the ranks are there's a little gap there, the percentages there's not. Third down defense, Oklahoma State has number 5. That's going to be the difference maker. Texas's third down defense is ranked 88. It's going to come down to third downs and turnovers. Red zone offense, Oklahoma State is ranked 6th. Texas is ranked 37th. Red zone defense, Oklahoma State is ranked 94th. So you're really, really good on third down, and you suck in the red zone. Texas's defense, 38th in the country. So they're pretty much even when it comes to red zone. Sacks allowed, Oklahoma State 8 in 6 games, Texas 9 in 7. Turnover margin, Oklahoma State +1, Texas +2. So again, these teams are pretty much as even as it gets. The key to me is, like I said, it's going to be turnovers and it's going to be third down, which is kind of cliche to say, but it is. Oklahoma State's defense is going to have to deal with one of the best schemers in football, not just college football, in football, period. Steve Sarkisian can scheme people open. He's going to find a way to exploit your defense, and he's going to abuse that all day. And if you don't adjust, you're in for a long day. Now, Oklahoma State gets a home field advantage in this one, which basically tells me if this was a neutral field or Texas was at home, Oklahoma State would still be an underdog, and it would probably be a one, closer to a 6 to 7 point margin in that game. The thing that worries me is, and you're going to look at it and you're going to say Oklahoma State beat Texas Tech and Texas lost to Texas Tech. Well, Texas was playing without their starting quarterback. You played on the road. Oklahoma State got them at home. There's lots of different variables in that game. West Virginia, Texas wins that one. Texas has played 3 straight home games. This is going to be their first road test. And I think Texas has only played 1 away game all season. Oklahoma State has went on the road and won a hard-fought game at Baylor and then lost a hard-fought game at TCU. Thing is, though, like I said at the beginning of the video, that fatigue comes back. That fatigue will get to you at some point. Texas coasted through Oklahoma. Probably wouldn't have been necessarily that winning margin if Dillon Gabriel had played, but all the momentum was on Texas' side in that game. Oklahoma State fatigue is what's going to concern me in this game. You've played 3 really, really hard-fought games, and they've all been against 4 if you count Arizona State. They've all been against really decent upper-tier competition. Texas, though, you had that close game against Iowa State. You had a loss to Texas Tech. You had a very close game with Alabama. I don't think you're as beaten as Oklahoma State is. Now, again, like I mentioned, Iowa State, you're going to see that score and you're going to think that game was really, really close. And it was. But Iowa State just played a really good football team. They didn't give Texas an opportunity to score 49 points. When you punt 3 times in a football game and you win by 3, if you went on Friday and told Steve Sarkisian, hey, you're only going to punt 3 times this football game, what's the margin of victory? He's probably going to tell you 10 to 14, maybe 17 points. He's going to tell you win by 3 and you only punt 3 times? That's ridiculous. It's a credit, hats off to Iowa State. Now, my official prediction for this game, I'm thinking Oklahoma State at least covers. I'll take Oklahoma State plus 4.5. I'm probably just going to tease them with somebody else like UCLA, who's a road dog. I still like UCLA's offense to at least keep it close. There's a couple other games I'm looking at teasing too as well. I think Oklahoma covers. I'm still a very strong believer in Texas as a top 10 team in college football. Texas should win this game. Texas needs this win. If Texas wants any chance of winning the conference championship, you've got to win this football game. Will it going to be easy? Absolutely right. And Spencer Sanders has thrown 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's got, 6 rushing touchdowns, something like that. Spencer Sanders has really impressed me. He played really, really well against TCU. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick. 16 for 36 don't seem that great. And he's not great passing the ball. His completion percentage has never been ideal. But Richardson ran for 72 yards on 22 carries. You only turned the ball over 1 time. You went 6 for 17 on 3rd down, put up 386 yards of offense. Penalties kind of killed you. You went 6 for 49. Oklahoma State, you haven't been great. I'm more riding on the Oklahoma State defense and Oklahoma State's offense being able to keep it close. And really, we're only judging Texas off of a 2-game sample size, and one with the Oklahoma game being kind of one-sided without Dillon Gabriel, so it's hard to get a true judge on that one. I like Texas to win a close one. I like Oklahoma State to keep it close. I don't expect Texas to just come in and blow them out of the water. Again, I think the Big 12 is really, really, really even. This is the team that was an inch away from winning the Big 12 championship last year. You lost your defense coordinator. You still played pretty well defensively. It's going to be one hell of a game. I'm really, really looking forward to watching it on Saturday. Let me know in the comment section how you guys think this thing pans out. Are you riding with Texas? Are you riding with Oklahoma State? And additionally, let me know where you think Texas actually ranks if Quinn never gets hurt. Disregard that Texas loss, that Texas Tech loss, give them a win over Alabama. Where would you put Texas in a power rating? Not a ranking, a power rating. Where does Texas stand up in college football? Thank you guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next Monday.